Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some RuneScape, shall we? Alright, we've got some monks, zombie monks, just hiding out in the granary, but we tried to solve some of their problems, hopefully, and feel a little bit better about where we're at. I also got a barrel chest anchor. An amazing weapon for devastating enemies everywhere. Okay, so we have some work to do with questing, and I don't believe I can do pirate quests anymore. And I'm looking at the quests, and it says I need fletching, I need smithing, you know. And for this quest, I could, though, skip Devious Mines and not talk to... Oh, I'd be going... Oh, it's a Maharat quest. I can't do it right now because 65 smithing seems beyond me. Let me look at my skills. What am I at? I got 61 mining. How's that? Pretty good? No. All right. Fletching. Oh, dear. That's going to be a doozy. And then smithing is 58. So it's not impossible, right? Let's see what kind of games we got. Play the games. Oh boy. Alright. We're looking for shards. Okay. Backpack. Oh, we completed a stained glass window. Alright, so we get a bunch of protean stuff. Very good. Alright, put that in the old bank. And then see what we got. Dummy. That goes in the bank. Okay. I don't think we're there. I don't think we have enough to just magically skill up. So let me go ahead and... Hey, Jimmy, Sydney, good evening. Thank you, Sydney. Good to hear from you. I hope you're enjoying. Nickman, good evening. Anybody playing anything good? I'm just getting ready for some RuneScapery here, but... Always looking for some new games. Anybody having fun playing anything right now? Alright, so what I'm going to do is put this into smithing because it's not my best. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and just hit the old exchange. Sort of, Nick Man, sort of back to the timeline. So guess what? Devious Mines is next on the list, but it requires some skills that I don't have, so we're actually going to go and do some fairy quests. Nice, Jimmy. That's a good choice, my friend. Good choice. So we're going to do a Fairy Tale Part 1, Growing Pains. Apparently work with Tinkerbell here. Talk to Martin the Master Gardener in Draenor Village. Alright. Oh, that's fun. Okay, Sydney. You know what, Sydney? Witcher 2 is really good. It's like obvious, you know, I suppose, but I think everyone, at least I always go to Witcher 3 when I think about Witcher, but Witcher 2 is really good. I actually even like the first Witcher. It's like rough around the edges, but it was such a surprise of a game when it first came out. I hadn't, really seen much like it, so it was cool. Alright, let's go ahead and go to the banka and say, Banka, store these items for me. Actually, just give me preset number 1, please. And fantastic. We're good to go. We're going to Draenor, everybody. Yeah, you know what? I totally feel you, Sydney. They definitely cleaned... The first one was more like a first-person game that was like a fantasy James Bond mixed with Sherlock Holmes, kind of. Well, it looks like Witcher 2, the one for both of you then. It's the Goldilocks Witcher. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and bounce over to Draenor. Alright, we're talking to that Master Gardener. He's so good at gardening. It's a creepy nighttime here in Draenor. There's a giant hog in the pen. Here he is. The Master Gardener. Martin. I'd like to talk to you about... general chat? Didn't I catch you going through my pockets not that long ago? You got that right. Me? No, I'm afraid you have me confused with somebody else. I could have sworn... Oh well, never mind. I have bigger problems to worry about right now. Anything I can help with? I'm a seasoned adventurer. I certainly could do with some help. Alright. Apparently, he wants me to help with fairies, accept. So tell me about your problems. Ooh, I'm a therapist. It all seemed to start about a month ago. I grow roses, you know. Okay. You seem to be getting sidetracked already, and we're wearing the same cape. I hope you know that. What? Oh, sorry. As I was saying, about a month ago, I noticed that the yield on my prize rose bushes had dropped slightly. I immediately suspected crown gall, a disease that can be fatal to a Mr. Lincoln. Boy, this guy's speaking in... I thought I was a gardener. You're not making much sense. Who's Mr. Lincoln? Sorry, Mr. Lincoln is the variety of roses that I specialize in. None of the plants showed any symptoms of disease, though. Then I noticed a reduced yield occurring in most of my other crops, too. I spoke to other gardeners that I know, and they all had noticed similar problems. This lady's just eavesdropping. I guess we're right by her stall. We're not buying anything. Oh, look at that. The doppelganger of the master farmer just walked by. Vegetable patches are growing fewer vegetables, bushes are producing fewer berries, and everything that is planted seems to be more prone to disease. It's bad. What you're telling me is bad. You've done some farming. I don't like to toot my own farming skill cape, but yes, I have. Have you noticed a decrease in the amount of produce you're getting lately? No, the champas are just doing fine. No, I can't say that I have. That's not very observant of you, so what do you want me to do? I'd like to find out what's causing this terrible problem and try to rectify whatever the problem is. Do you have any ideas where I should start? If I were you, I would start by speaking to some of the other gardeners. Okay. Hey, Sir Theodore, good evening. It is Wednesday, so we got to talk to some other gardeners, right? So, I don't know, let's just travel around the town and speak to some other people who may be gardening. I could also talk to a bunch of leprechauns, I suppose. Can look in the farming area. I need to speak to other gardeners. Well, I could go to the Ardoin farm, ask around, see what Granny says. I don't know if these people count. These are farmers, not really gardeners, you know what I mean? Okay, farming patches specifically. Great. Okay. We can do that. Okay. We got it. You know what? Actually, while I'm here, I need to buy some woad leaves anyway. I mean, this guy says gardener in his name. I hope he knows something about it. Thanks. I'm the head gardener. Actually, I don't think he knows. He's like, I don't know. I don't know. Man, his hat is sweet. I'd like to get me a hat like that. I don't like where you're pointing your pitchfork. Alright, he ain't got it. Alright. We'll go to the patch. Now there's a leprechaun. The emissary of Sarah Doman. She's quite the lady. Alright, let's go over there. Doodle-doodle-doo. Alright, let's see what they got. Let's see if they've noticed a decrease in their yield. Elston. You don't have anything planted in that patch? Plant something? Alright. Can I just talk to you? Would you look after my crops? Group of advanced gardeners? Why do you ask? Martin has asked me to investigate why all the crops are failing. And this guy's got some shaggy bangs. Uh-oh. Nickman, do you see what's back on Elston? He's got the beard braids. He's going double beard braids. Martin sent you. Why didn't you say so? I personally think that our problems are down to the fact that we haven't had enough rain of late. It's plain to see. Just look at the levels of the rivers. Oh, I'll go look at the rivers. We need more rain. I don't suppose you can do anything about that? What, now you want me to call the rain? No, I'm afraid not. Well, there you go then. Until you find out how to make it rain, you're going to have a hard time solving our problems. This guy's got a real chip on his shoulder about their problems. Look, I'm just trying to help. You don't have to get all snippy with me about my rain-making capabilities. Fine. All right. Let's talk. I need to talk to Kragan. Oh god, my animals are dying. Craigs, you member? God, Kragan is so good. He's just jacked out of his mind and doesn't wear a shirt. That's true, Sir Theodore. It would be painful. Look at this guy leaning over the shovel. He's like, I've got an unbelievable six-pack and the straw hat for the ages. Martin asked me to investigate. Insects. That's what you can tell him. Insects. Stop the insects from eating so many of our crops and we'd get maximum yield, I tell you. Alright, insects. Rain. Wilfred Butternut, do you know anything about this? You don't. Alright. Alright, I'm just going to like every place that has gardens. Dantera. How are ya? I don't like what you're doing with those shears. Are you a member? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Martin has asked me to investigate. How can you ask such a thing? It's obvious. It's all you adventurers. Every time I get a crop planted, some adventurer comes along and digs it up and plants crops of their own, as if they owned my farming patch. Whoa, we've gone meta, everybody. We have gone meta. We had water, we had insects. Now it's my fault. It's really annoying. You should speak to your friends about their rude behavior. But I thought we did kind of own, like we have the ability to use. Well, apparently, Sir Theodore, the Advanced Gardener group is quite close. But they're not my friends. I've never even spoken to most of them. Whoa, the truth comes out about the RuneScape community. They're not my friends. I haven't spoken to most of them. The dark side. Don't give me that. You're an adventurer? They're all adventurers. Whoa, let's not stereotype. Your hasty generalizations trouble me. I think you need a talking to by HR. I bet you have some sort of secret guild and you gather there and say things like, let's annoy the gardeners this week, don't you? No, I mean, yes, there's a heroes guild. It's not very secret, but... Aha, so you admitted then. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Oh, I give up. Alright. This isn't going very well. The gardeners are a little more agitated than I was hoping. Alright, let's see here. If I... Oh... Hey, Crab, good evening. Good to see you. I got a nice farming patch over here that I enjoy spending time at. It's near Port Phasmatis. It may or may not involve a ghost. Well, that's a good point, Nick, man. I know there's a tree patch that's in Berthorpe. Hey, are you a member? Why, yes, I am. Why do you ask? Martin has asked me to investigate. Well, it's obvious. It's the seasons. They all seem to be out of whack these days. Summer comes earlier and earlier each year, but then it simply rushes by. If you find out what's upsetting the seasons, you'll find out what's causing the harvest to fail. I don't suppose you have any ideas what could cause the seasons to be mixed up? No. Sorry, but find that out and you'll get to the root of our problems. Ooh, that's a little gardening pun for you. Little gardening 101, the root of our problems. Love it. So, I'll get to the root of your problems, and it's... Oh, that's the wrong place. Oh, dear God. I've messed up. Alright, here. No, go. Yeah, Taverley. This'll do it. Here's a place. I planted this tree myself. Are you a member? Oh, okay, Sir Theodore. I'll go back to Lumbridge. I just remember this one really distinctly. Are you a member of the group? Why, yes I am. My mullet and goatee got me membership immediately. Martin's asked me to investigate why all the crops are failing. Well, I can tell by the look on your face that I'm not the first person you've asked. God, that's not a very complimentary thing to say. Do I look that haggard? Why don't you tell me what you've heard from the other members of the group so far? Why not? They all seem to be a bunch of loonies. Whoa. It's getting personal here. We're saying some things we might regret. I've been told that it's the lack of rain, plagues of insects, and recently I was told that the entire order of seasons is confused. I have no idea what to do about any of it. I'm an adventurer, not a weather controller. Did you ever consider that all those theories might be correct? Don't philosophize with me, buddy. But they're all different. How could they all be correct? I'll let you in a little secret that'll explain it to you. In a word, fairies. Hey, Robert, good evening. Good to see you, my friend. Oh no, not another crackpot theory. You're blaming the Fae on this one, are you? That's right. A man who wears leaves around his neck proudly as a necklace definitely would know. A man with greenery in a pouch slung from his belt, wearing sandals, holding a shovel, and combing his mullet with the breeze. I'm serious. Think it through. There are fairies who control everything natural from the weather to the seasons. Surely, if all those things have been mentioned as catalysts to our problems, it stands to reason that the fairies are actually the cause. Does this guy know the difference between causation and correlation? It seems like it's a faulty logic that we're dealing with, but I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to go all in on it. Right, well, thanks for your input. I'll think over what you said for a long time. Hey, Cluckskin, good evening. You're right. Nickman says, follow him to Yeti Town after this guy. Okay. Where's Yeti Town? Do you mean where Violet is? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Violet's parents. It looks like do you have as a pet the Ripper monster from One Piercing Note? Yeah, he is summoning demons. It's quite troubling. Ripper demon indeed. Ah, what a festive town. It's wonderful to be here this time of year. Read this book. Okay. There's a book here, and it's called The Queen and the King. A book for little yetis. Oh, this tells you how little yetis are born. If a queen loves a king very much, long, long ago, there was a world that was called Renmark. No relation to Denmark. Renmark was a very funny world because whenever it changed season, all the people changed as well. When winter turned to spring, all the people became different people and all the places became different places. Wow. The same thing happened when spring turned to summer, when summer turned to autumn, and when autumn turned back to winter. None of the people ever remembered changing. One of the people who lived in winter was a beautiful queen called the Queen of Snow, whose name was Lumi. She lived in a wonderful castle made of ice and all through the winter she ruled wisely over her chilly minions, the snow imps. Hey, super floppers, good evening, my friend. When spring came, the Queen of Snow became the Queen of Sunrise. When summer came, the Queen of Sunrise became the King of Roses. The King of Roses ruled all through summer from his royal arbor, dancing in the sunny glades and writing poems. When autumn came, the King of Roses became the King of Leaves, who in winter became again the Queen of Snow. One winter's day, the Queen of Snow was exploring in the evergreen forest where she came across a poem written by the King of Roses. She didn't know who had written it, but the poem was so beautiful that she instantly fell in love with whoever it was. Whoa. This is puzzling. So wait a minute. She is in love with herself? When herself becomes the King of Roses? She sent her snow imps out to search for the author, but he was nowhere to be found in all of Renmark. When spring came, the snow imps became blossom fairies, forgot what the Queen of Snow had told them, and went about their merry business. No, it's not a crime, Cluckskin. It just reminds me of the Loki Marvel series. When next winter came, the Queen of Snow was sad not to have found the author. She wrote a letter herself and hid it amongst the trees, hoping the author would find it. The King of Roses found it and wrote a letter in reply, to which the Queen in turn responded, and yet so on for many years. So the Queen of Snow and the King of Roses fell in love, although they had never met. You know, it's kind of becoming, they haven't met, but they're corresponding through letters. It feels a little bit like, You've Got Mail, you know? So the Queen of Snow is Meg Ryan, and the King of Roses is Tom Hanks. It's a great movie about connection through email. And neither realized they were the same person. But then we get back to the Loki twist. Then one day a visitor came to the world of Renmark. He was a mighty swordsman whose name was Guthix. Oh, wow. Interesting. I didn't know Guthix was good with a sword. Guthix had come to fight a monster which lived deep beneath the ground. The monster, whose name was Myrrh, lived inside the world, eating it from the inside out. Oh. When Guthix stabbed it with his sword, the monster was driven out, but the whole world exploded into pieces. That's quite the consequence. The 4 biggest pieces became the land of snow, sunlight, glades, and harvest. The explosion was so powerful that the person who was 2 kings and 2 queens was split into 4 different people. Oh, okay, there we go. Murder, red rum, Sir Theodore. So the Queen of Snow went to live in the land of snow, where it was always winter. The Queen of Sunrise went to live in the land of sunlight, where it was always spring. The King of Roses went to live in the land of glades, where it was always summer. The King of Leaves went to live in the land of harvest, where it was always autumn. But the Queen of Snow could not visit the land of glades, or she would melt. So the King of Roses moved instead to the land of snow and gave up his crown and always wore thick red clothes to keep warm. Oh, he became Santa Claus. So the